So we already talked about movie posters and how they represent a film, but I feel like there's another form of film marketing that does a job just as well. Movie trailers. So you get your popcorn and large Sprite, you sit down, and then you wait for the movie to be over, then it's time for the longest 15 minutes of your life. Movie theaters, online, big fan events, these things are pretty essential to people knowing that a movie's coming out. But they were different back then. They didn't come before the movie back in the day, they came afterwards because they trailed after the movie. But no one was staying for them, which I find pretty ironic because everyone stayed for the post-credit scene of Spider-Man No Way Home and then got a Doctor Strange trailer. Hindsight is funny, but now just like the posters, we're gonna go back in time and look at the trailers of yesterday and see how they compare to what we have now, starting with the 1920s. So the trailer tells you it won't even show you the main character's face, which builds incentive for you to go see the movie, and it kind of builds mystery as well. But then it tells you this, and I don't know, that's kind of charming, it's cute. And this is a silent trailer, so it tells you everything through text, and I don't know, the way to describe the characters and the actors playing them is pretty cool. And because it's so old, it doesn't really feel like a trailer for a movie, and it feels like more of a trailer for an event. Our movie's so good, the police was there. This is nice and all, but let's wrap it up, because I'm pretty sure a lot of stuff that I found wasn't the original trailer. How did they know?
Many, many miles east of nowhere lies the amazing land of Oz, a magnificent empire created in the mind of a man who wrote a great book about it.
Trailers that have narration is a sweet spot of mine. It's just so nice hearing someone talk about the movie, the characters, and what went into making it. I really like it because it makes it seem like, oh, this is a project that had a lot of heart and soul put into it rather than just another run-of-the-mill movie. The first trailer for Snow White doesn't even have footage of the movie. It's just Walt Disney talking to you.
Dwarfs' names fit their personalities. This pompous-looking individual is Doc, the self-appointed leader of the group. And this little fellow is Bashful.
The Citizen Kane trailer is just Orson Welles showing you the cast and the crew. He doesn't even show up in the trailer. Nowadays, these are called featurettes, but back then, this is really all they had.
Citizen Kane is the title, and we hope it can correctly be called a coming attraction. It's certainly coming to this theater.
The trailer for one of my favorite movies of all time, Psycho, bridges the gap between set tour and story. Alfred Hitchcock takes you on a tour between the Bates home and the Bates motel, and he tells you that something horrible happened there, but that's about it. He doesn't even go into full detail. He stops himself every time he gets too far, and there's even a bit of dry humor in there.
The victim tumbled and fell with a horrible crash. I think the back broke immediately and hit the floor. It's difficult to describe the way that the twisting of the well, I won't dwell upon it. Come upstairs.
At this point, you really don't know what the movie's about, and then at the end, it drops this on you.
Well, the murderer, you see, crept in here very slowly. Of course, the shower was on. There was no sound, and
back in the day, they really had to catch your eye because movies just weren't what they are today. A lot of the charm comes from these voiceovers and these giant pieces of text that pop onto screen that you don't really see anymore. This isn't really new, bad, old, good kind of thing. I just think they're genuinely great trailers. But there's something that happened in 1977, and I'm pretty sure you can already guess what it is, but if not, just watch. Yeah, we're doing this now. Star Wars. Movies are a lot more exciting, a lot more action-packed now, so the trailers have to match that energy. I can't imagine being a kid back then and seeing this because my face would probably melt off. I'm honestly surprised that the trailer came out so well because how do you advertise this? It's Star Wars. It's never been done before. The trailer treats it like it's the second coming of Christ, and it might as well be. It's Star Wars. And the trailer really wants you to know that because it shows you the logo and like some guy saying, this is the best piece of cinema to ever exist.
Star Wars. The story of a boy, a girl, and a universe. It's a big, sprawling space saga of rebellion and romance. It's a spectacle, light years ahead of its time. It's an epic of heroes and villains and aliens from 1,000 worlds.
I'm gonna be butt-ass naked so the wind could just be hitting my balls and shit. Hey, bro, watch your jet. Watch your jet, bro. Watch your jet!
Star Wars. 1 billion years in the making.
And it worked because look at it now. It's Star Wars. So now we've kind of entered an era where every trailer from now on has to be pretty exciting to capture you on the film. Going are the days where the directors just sit there and talk to you about the movie. These are moneymakers now. We've entered a new golden standard. This is the new era. This is the late 1900s.
Halloween night. A small American town. 15 years ago.
The trailer for Halloween is amazing. You get the John Carpenter score and a bit of narration, but then later on in the trailer you get this extended chase scene between Michael Myers and Laurie, and I'm pretty sure everyone in the theater is on the edge of their seat watching this happen. Of course I wasn't alive back then, but I'm pretty sure the moment it cuts to the title screen before it gets any further is the moment a lot of people said, I need to see this movie. Now we have one of the most popular horror franchises, one of the most iconic characters in cinema. Not to mention you barely see Michael in his trailer at all. Just a good trailer all around for a great movie.
How far are you going?
About 30 years.
That wasn't in the movie. But yeah, sometimes they just shoot things for the trailers that never intend to make the movie, but that really shows Marty McFly's personality and the main gimmick of the movie. And sometimes that's really all you need. Now, these aren't always perfect. The Ghostbusters trailer is edited pretty awkwardly.
Got your stick? Hold! Beat 'em up! Smoke! Make 'em hard! Ready!
But that's kind of just nitpicking at this point.
Ghostbusters, starring Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis, Rick Moranis,
and Ernie Hudson. Alright, time for the night. Oh my god! The format has been perfected. Computers are a lot more advanced now, so the editing is better, the music is better. Yeah, the older stuff was more charming because of the nostalgia, but these are just better quality-wise. They reflect the film pretty well because film has also got more advanced. The Matrix couldn't have been made in the 70s. It's hardcore, it's a thrill, it's a ride, so you need a trailer to match that energy.
I've seen an agent punch through a concrete wall. Men have emptied entire clips at them and hit nothing but air. Everyone who has fought an agent has died, but where they have failed, you will succeed.
What they do with the music is my favorite choice of these trailers too.
When the world needed a hero,
This one was so everyone to die!
what it got was him.
Groovy.
You know your shoelace is untied.
I really like 90s and 2000s culture, so these definitely itch that scratch for me.
This whole operation was a decoy.
I can understand you're very upset.
You've never seen me very upset.
This trailer is pure perfection. And even with all the other movies in the franchise, it still holds up right next to them. This era is my personal favorite, but I wasn't born until 2001, so let's have something a bit more my speed.
I just asked if it was diet!
That's where I come in. Excuse me. By asking if it was diet, she took it as you trying to imply that you thought she was fat. Go get a red rose, get a regular Coke, tell her she's everything you never knew you always wanted. Any problems, give me a call.
So something I really like about this era is that a lot of the trailers for movies have different kind of vibes for the genre they are. Comedies show you all the jokes with licensed music playing over it.
In the club with my homies, trying to get a little VI, keep it down on the low key.
Don't ever
do that again.
Oh, who's looking fine tonight? Seth Mosikowski.
He is your cousin.
What? He's a good kisser.
Your action movies feel very epic.
So what are you proposing?
It's simple. Kill the Batman.
Everybody needs help sometimes, Peter. Even Spider-Man.
And then you have your horror trailers, which are very uneasy.
I think there's something wrong with Esther. We need to know what we're dealing with. Trouble does have a way of finding her.
This makes the trailer synonymous with the movie it's representing. I think this is the best example of how to do it. It's hard to believe there was a time where we didn't even see footage from the movie. Yeah, take that, Walt Disney.
And old sourpuss here is Grumpy, the woman hater.
So remember how I said the genre of the movie from the 2000s lined up with the trailer? Well, nowadays, I think that genres kind of blend in with each other. We're getting a lot more blockbusters nowadays, and comedies that end up going to theaters are usually just action comedies. I don't think that we necessarily really involve, but there is something that kind of started in this era that I really want to talk about. The piano problem.
Evacuate the island.
I've made a shocking discovery.
There is a stranger.
Dr. Strange.
Michael.
Alright, can we do something else? It's not like bad in concept, but it's so overdone. Oh, the slow piano that's going to build to a stronger score as the trailer goes on. Revolutionary. And a lot of these aren't bad trailers. Most of these I really enjoy. Like the first Force Awakens trailer is amazing. This is how you bring back one of the best franchises of all time. And also watching this in the Last Jedi trailer for this video got me very emotional. I'll be embarrassed. And that's not because of nostalgia. They're just very well edited trailers. Like I replayed this part of the Force Awakens trailer so many times.
Stories about what happened.
I replayed it over and over again just because of that score. And speaking of movie trailers using their score effectively.
You had a terrible choice to make in Berlin. One life over millions. And now the world is at risk.
I'm pretty sure I threw out of all time a lot in this video, but no, this is one of the greatest trailers of all time. The beginning is insanely dramatic, but then once the logos hit and the music kicks in, they make Imagine Dragons sound good, bro. Modern action movie trailers will stop for a joke by now or just show you a set piece, but this one includes the music with it. It's just as integral as the footage. And then the lines they use in a trailer like this are just amazing.
How long before a man like that has had enough?
I just want to show you the full potential of editing. I'm definitely going to get a copyright claim for this, but I'm just showing you what we can do. There's so many trailers out that aren't going to stand the test of time. I don't want to say that everything new is bad, but we don't have anything old that's bad because no one remembers them. It's a lot harder to stand out nowadays in your trailers, so even if it's not edited like this one, you gotta have the money shot. You gotta have the thing that people are gonna be talking about for a week. You gotta have the reveal.
Hey everyone.
Yeah, this is kind of who we are now as a species. And look, I don't hate it. These things are supposed to market the movie, right? So let's have fun with it. I know we're in a point and clap era of movies, but this is just fun.
Chewie, we're home.
But I do notice that nowadays we get a lot of really bad trailers or just trailers for movies that don't really look that great. But at the same time, I know that these trailers won't even matter in 10 years because everybody just remembers the good stuff. We'll always have our memes, but at the end of the day, when it's forgettable, it's forgettable. Overall, I think we're in a good place with movie trailers, even better than we are with posters. I think that most bad trailers anyways are just for bad movies. I think that's why things stick to a format, because if it worked for another movie, then why change it? These are events. I watched the Infinity War trailer for the first time in my biology class. Fans tweet hashtags for the trailers. People sit down with their mics and their cameras to record themselves reacting to the trailer. Me included, but that's a different story. Things have grown a bit stale with the whole formula thing, but I think it's going to change pretty soon. Yes, I think the old stuff is a lot more charming, but it's only because it's from an era that I wasn't born in. These are going to be okay. We have nothing to worry about. But watching all these movie trailers gave me inspiration of my own. So if you've been following the channel, I put a movie out, and the week before that I made a trailer for it. So you can watch that on the channel and also subscribe for more content like this and also that. That's kind of what I'll be doing here. Even if the movie is out by now, I still recommend you watch the trailer because even though it's not the best, it's still better than The Mummy 2017.
Disse A por nosso amor, eu disse B, brandosa ideia.